Hey guys, so it's finally here. The fifth Ghostbusters movie. Yes, like every movie that said Ghostbusters, I know there's one we don't want to, talk about. I still don't know how the same guy that made two really great movies made that. But yeah, welcome to my Ghostbusters Frozen Empire review, where we're going to go over how good or bad it is it worth watching, and where does it really leave the franchise right now? Like, what is the status of the franchise? And I will say there might be some mixed feelings about this movie. I'm just going to predict that. But there is definitely an audience that this movie is absolutely made for and should adore this movie. And I will go over that later in this video. And just know, I'm a huge fan of the original Ghostbusters, the one from 1984. Dude, that movie was amazing. It was super edgy. It was like a Saturday Night Live skit, back when Saturday Night Live was funny all the time. Part 2, a lot more family friendly. I wasn't the biggest fan. And then, but I will say I'm a huge defender of Ghostbusters Afterlife. I love that movie. I thought it was just had the right amount of nostalgia, the right amount of fan service that wasn't like too much. And it was just a really sweet movie that was made with a ton of love. You could tell. To me, it was very much like Force Awakens, which I'm a huge defender of. Sorry, I love that movie. And Frozen Empire finds our family that was in Idaho or Missouri or wherever the hell they were. And they're now in New York, and they are a family of Ghostbusters, which normally that would be super cheesy to me. This movie does have some cheese, but I can let this one go because I get it. You know, Paul Rudd was going to end up being one, obviously. And then you have freaking Egon's daughter, who's now forgiven him. And obviously she loves science now. So yeah, I can get behind this. And without going into detail, because I am going to keep this pretty spoiler free, nothing that's going to really ruin your experience. The opening scene here, dude, great mood, great like vibe going, and a legit creepy one at that. So I'm like, oh, I like this. Didn't stay there, but yeah, the ghost designs here are very Guillermo del Toro, but not as good. It's like Del Toro, it's like Diet Del Toro. Yeah, but I mean, it was pretty much inspired by it, and that's not a bad thing. And there are some creepy scenes, but it does pull back every time, and you're like, just make it scary. But no, one thing it doesn't pull back on is the cast. Wow, there's a lot of people here. And obviously you have the new returning Ghostbusters, and I do like how their characters have kind of evolved a little bit. It's them a few years later or a year later or whatever. And you can tell it's been a year. And then you have the OG Ghostbusters back. And the 3 that could be back. Not going to say if there's a 4th one. Nope. No spoilers. Dan Aykroyd definitely does great in this. Freaking, I know there's jokes like, oh, black people don't age. But dude, Ernie Hudson's a freaking vampire, bro. This guy, it's like, how old are you? So sure. Good for him, bro. Black don't crack. Then you have Bill Murray. One little complaint I had in the last one is that Bill Murray seemed like he didn't want to be there. He was just bored. And you know what? I love Bill Murray in the original Ghostbusters. I would never want to say this because I feel like it's blasphemy, but I think it's true. He shouldn't be in the next one, dude. He doesn't want to be here. He's like, why are we even doing this? That's kind of like, you just get that vibe from him. It's like, give me my paycheck and that's it. Yeah, he's like, why? And yeah, I mean, it works. You don't want to keep seeing it. He's just, I don't know if it's age. I don't know if it's just lack of enthusiasm. But, bro, Dan Aykroyd and Ernie Hudson together are just fine. Also, there are a lot more other Ghostbusters. And this brings me to, it's not really a spoiler because you see it in trailers. You see it in the movie posters. Something that drives me nuts in a movie is when everyone starts being involved to the point that it's like grandma's got a ghost trap, freaking the dog is a superhero, all this crap. Like, I can't deal with that crap. That's why like the DC TV series are really good, but to me, after season 3, I can't watch them because everybody's a freaking superhero. It's same shit with this. It's like everybody's got a proton pack, everybody's a Ghostbuster, and yeah, it's a turnoff for me. I don't like that. It's like, I get it if you want to give a couple more people, but bro, sorry, rant over. Back to the story. It's okay. And there are a lot of storylines, like a lot, which is kind of crazy because there's moments in this movie that are actually like legit boring. Like, it feels like the movie's just kind of like on autopilot. And I don't know how you can achieve that with there being so many storylines. And I will say also the movie is a bit predictable. Obviously, not going to go into detail. But let's just say after the first hour of the movie, I knew exactly what the second hour was going to be. I'm talking about character arcs, the weapons used, the things for victory, everything. Like, I knew the whole ending of the movie. So I think it's fair to say it's kind of formulaic. And if I'm being honest, I did leave the theater just kind of being like, it was okay. And I've liked it a little bit more since. But have no fear, because what I've learned, which could be great news for you because you might adore this movie, is that this movie is very much taking inspiration from Ghostbusters, the animated series, which I haven't seen. I've never really wanted to see it, but I know it has a fan base. And if it does, you might adore this film. It's basically the animated series, from what I hear. And even if you don't watch the animated series, you'll still like this, man. It was fun. It was cool. Now, where does it leave the franchise? Okay, here's the thing. This is basically like the new Ghostbusters being rebooted. This is Ghostbusters 2 again, where it's like, yeah, it's kind of cheesy. It's kind of whatever. But this felt very much like it was just churn it out. That's it. And I hope that Ghostbusters doesn't start doing this, because I thought Afterlife, whether you loved it or not, there was a lot of thought put into it. There was a lot of, you could tell it was made with love. This felt like it was just, yeah, just do it. Get one out. And it's got too good of a cast to do something like that. There were some risks that this movie could have taken. It didn't take it. It held back, and it could have been for certain reasons that yeah, there could be backlash, whatever. I get it on both sides. But this really is becoming very family friendly, paint by numbers, and you don't want that in a Ghostbusters movie. If you have to wait a few years to make another one, go ahead, bro. It's fine. We can wait. As Ghostbuster fans, it's a treat when you get one of these. Not always, but yeah. Guys, what did you think of Ghostbusters Frozen Empire? I even have to think about the name, because it's just like, yeah, it's in one ear out the other. And I promise, I do love Ghostbusters. Let me know in the comments what your thoughts are. Also, rank the Ghostbusters movies. Go ahead. I do try to read and respond to every single comment. So knock yourself out. Please like, subscribe, and whatever to all the stuff that I have. And yeah, thanks for watching.